बिहारी लाल की जय। प्रथमं सद्गुरुं वन्दे श्रीकृष्णं तदनन्तरं गुरुः पापात्मनां त्राता श्रीकृष्णस्त्वमलात्मना बर्हापीडं नटवरवपु कर्णयो कर्णिकारं बिभ्रद्वासः कनककपिशं वैजयन्तीं च मालां रन्ध्रान् वेणुं रद्धरसुधया पूरयन् गोपवृन्दै वृन्दारण्यं स्वपदरमणं प्राविशद्गीतकीर्ति नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्गुह्यदेवमात्मं बुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। राधा रानी की जय। प्रिय आदरणीय पंडितगण, विप्र मंडली, भक्त समुदाय, प्रिय सज्जनों, महानुभाव, worshipable Pandits, the divine souls, devotees of the Supreme Lord. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest frustrations to all of you. Again, it gives me great pleasure to be at this wonderful mandir, Shiv Shakti Hanuman. Is it correct? Shiv Shakti Hanuman Mandir. And to see all you wonderful devotees, and to be of service to you for these 2 nights of wonderful satsang. Seen so many of known faces. We all seems like to be home again after a long time. It's indeed a great pleasure to be with you. Before I delve into tonight's discourse, I would like for you to join with me in divine Sankirtan, divine bhajan. Maybe you've been given the books. Beautiful, on page 12, bhajan number 17. It's a beautiful bhajan written by Jagat Guru Tam Sri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, describing how beautiful Sri Krishna is. The very first line, how beautiful is Sri Krishna? The most beautiful person in the material world is someone known as Kamdev. एक कामदेव है देवताओं में. So among the devatas, the celestial gods, there is a god by the name of Kamdev, the god of love. And he is considered to be the most beautiful person in the material world. To describe, the scriptures say, to describe how beautiful Sri Krishna is, they say that the beauty of uncountable Kamdevs combined cannot even compare to how beautiful Sri Krishna is. We can't imagine how beautiful even Kamdev is. And if even uncountable Kamdev's beauty cannot compare to the beauty of Sri Krishna, then we can't even imagine that. So this beautiful bhajan, we'll sing a few lines and then I'll go into nice discourse. मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर काम करो रनवारो. मोर मुकुट पीतांबर धारो चल अलमस्त चाल मतवारो. मोर मुकुट पीतांबर धारो चल अलमस्त चाल मतवारो. शुभ सन कादिक चोकह प्यारो टक लखत समाधि विसारो. सुख संकारिक दुख प्यारो एक टक लखत समाधि विसारो. ओ निज छवि लखी मन सोचत प्यारो उर लगाओ राधा तनुधारो. निज छवि सोचत प्यारो उर लगाओ राधा तनुधारो. ओ मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर काम करो धन्यवारो. ओ मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर रस भरे नैन रत्नारो जेहि लखि शंभु समाधि विसारो. रस भरे नैन रत्नारो जेहि लखि शंभु समाधि विसारो. दंडक वन मुनि गण लखि प्यारो वर मांग्यो पति बनहु हमारो. दंडक वन मुनि गण लखि प्यारो वर मांग्यो पति बनहु हमारो. कुमार रस प्यारो तव ब्रज मह गोपी तन धारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर करो रनवारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो राधे वारो जा पर करो रनवारो। सब प्राणी निज प्राण ही प्यारो प्रियतम प्राण होते प्यारो। सब प्राणी निज प्राण ही प्यारो प्रियतम प्राण होते प्यारो। अस कृपालु जादू डारो चर अर अचर स्वभाव विसारो। प्यारो 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 मुरली वारो जा पर करो रनवारो। मेरो प्यारो प्यारो मुरली वारो जा पर करो रनवारो। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। इस संसार में सभी दुखी है, दुखी, स्ट्रेस, टेंशन, बेचैनी, क्योंकि हमारे अंदर में कुछ कमी है, कुछ खोज दे। In this world, everyone is sad, suffering. We think we are happy, but in actual reality, everyone is suffering. There's stress, tension, uneasiness. Because inside of us, something is lacking. We're looking for something. बहुत तरह तरह के काम करते हैं. All kinds of actions we perform. Tamam. All kinds of actions. And through all those actions, we are searching for one thing only. Ek cheez. One thing. And that thing is called Sukh. Sukh. Happiness. Anand, bliss. We all want only happiness. Q? Why? Because we are fractions of happiness. Mamaevansho jivaloke jivabhutah sanatanah. Chapter 15, verse 7, Gita, Shri Krishna says, every soul is an eternal part, a fraction of him, Ansh. Remind, Ishvara Ansh, Jiva Avinashi, Chetana Amal Sahaj Sukh Rasi. Ishvara Ansh, Jiva Avinashi. The souls are indestructible, eternal, and they are fractions of God, Shri Krishna, Shri Ram. And who is God? The Vedas tell us, Raso vai sahara sagvam evayam labdhva nandi bhavati. Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 2, verse 7. The Vedas say, God, Shri Krishna, is Anand, bliss, ras, happiness. In other words, whether we say happiness or we say God, we say Shri Krishna, these are two names for one and the same entity. So God is happiness, and because we are eternal fractions, parts of Shri Krishna, God, we also want only happiness. It's a natural law. Swabhavik niyam hai. If you look at the flame of a fire, how does it go? Naturally, it goes upwards, being a fraction of the sun. All rivers naturally flow where? To the ocean. Because they're fractions of the ocean. In the same way, we, the individual souls, we're not body. This body belongs to us. We're the soul, Atma, Jeev, many names. And that being an eternal part, fraction of Shri Krishna means we love and want only Shri Krishna. And because Shri Krishna is happiness, we all want only happiness. Every action we perform, no matter how contradictory or how opposite they may seem to be, whether it's drinking alcohol, smoking weed, doing puja, singing kirtan, bhajan, visiting the mall, shopping, whatever it is. All for one thing. Getting married, having children, doing a business, war, peace, any action you can think about. Have we found it? No. Not even the tiniest drop. Ek bindu bhi nahi mile. From uncountable lifetimes we've been searching. Yet we have not found even the tiniest drop. Why? Galat jagah mein dhoon raha. Because we're looking in the wrong place. Jahan nahi milte, wahi dhoonte. We're looking for it where it cannot be found. In the material world. Nobody, none of us, there were some who, through the guidance of a true guru and attaining true knowledge, realizing they're the soul, the Atma, in realizing that happiness can be found only in Shri Krishna, they went to Shri Krishna and attained him, the saints. Tulsidas, Surdas, Meera, Tukaram, Nanak. But all of us who are here, we've all been looking in the wrong place. And so we keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. And why are we looking in the wrong place? Ek karan hai agyan. One reason. Ignorance. Agyan. What is ignorance? हम अपने को भूल गए कि मैं कौन हूं. We have forgotten who we are. This is the ignorance. We have forgotten that we are the soul, the Atma. Identifying with the physical, material body. Kshiti jal pavak gagana samira. Pancharachit yah adham sarira. This body is made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. It's not us. So because we identify with the material body, from big and endless time, we have been searching for happiness in the material world. And what is the cause of that ignorance? Something called Maya. You've heard about Maya? A lot of people say Maya is, what is Maya? An illusion. It's not an illusion. Anyhow, we'll come to that some other time. So this is the cause, the reason we have forgotten who we are. Maya, this power of God. Maya is the power of God. Mayam tu prakritim vidyan mainam tu maheshwaram tasya vaiva bhutaistu vyaptam sarvamidam jagat. Shvetashvatara Upanishad chapter 4 verse 10. The Vedas say Maya is the power of God, the power of Shri Krishna. It's not an illusion. Shri Krishna himself says, Mama Maya, Meri Maya. Maya is my power, he says. Chapter 7, verse 14, Gita. And if Shri Krishna is real, then Maya has to be real. If Maya is false, then Shri Krishna is false. And how do we become free from Maya? In other words, to attain happiness, to attain that happiness we're looking for, we have to become free from this thing called Maya. Chutkara pana hai. And how are we going to attain that? So the Vedas tell us, Tameva viditvat mrityumeti nanya pantha vidyate yanai. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 3, verse 8. Listen carefully. The Vedas say, only. Ev means only. Tameva. Only by knowing God, Shri Krishna, can the Jivatma, the individual soul, we people, become free from Maya. There is no other way. In other words, we have to know God in order to become free from Maya. And how are we going to know God? Can we know God? A lot of people will say impossible. No, we can. There's a way. The Vedas tell us, Kathopanishad. Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo na medhayana bahuna shrutena. Kathopanishad. First canto, second chapter, 23rd verse. Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo. Pravachan, sunne se. What I am doing now is called pravachan. By listening to lectures, pravachan about God, we will not know Maya. We will not know God. Nayam atma pravachanena labhyo. We cannot attain God by just listening to lectures. Na medhaya. Medhaya means buddhi, intellect. We may have the intelligence of uncountable Saraswatis and Brihaspatis. They are authorities of knowledge. But if we try searching for God, we will not find Him. Na bahuna shrutena. By listening again and again about God will not help us to attain Him. In fact, if God Himself were to come and sit here, where I am sitting, and start speaking about Himself, we will not find Him, know Him. What? Hare? If God were to come and stand in front of me, obviously we will attain Him. No. God is sitting in every pore of our body. He is sitting in our heart. God is sitting in our heart. Ishwara sarva bhutanam hrideshe junatishtati. Chapter 18, verse 61, Gita, Shri Krishna says, God is sitting in the heart of every living being. You don't have to go to Golok, to the abode of Bhagwan, or go some high mountain in a cave to look for Bhagwan. Nahi jana, wo baithe hai, He is sitting in our heart. What benefit are we getting? You may say, okay, we can't experience Him like that, but if He comes and stands in front of us, as Ram, as Shri Krishna, as Hanuman, as Durga, as Shiv, obviously we'll attain Him. No. Why? Listen. जह लगी मन जाई, so sab maya janihu bhai. Tulsidas ji says in the Ramayana, our senses, mind and intellect, that thing which we grasp with, which we can know with, they are all material, mayic, under Maya. And God is beyond Maya. In other words, we cannot know divine God. We cannot see, we cannot experience divine God with our material senses, mind and intellect. Again, Tulsidas says in the Ramayana. चिदानंदमय देह तुम्हारी, विगत विकार जानी अधिकारी। जय राम श्री राम जय जय चिदानंदमय देह तुम्हारी. Chidanandamay means divine. Deh means the body. Just as God is Chidanandamay, divine, His body is also divine. There's no difference between God and His body. He is Chidanandamay, His body is also Chidanandamay. And to see divine body of God, we have to be divine. Vigata vikara jani adhikari. One who has become free from Maya has become deserving. In other words, to see divine body of Bhagwan, we have to have divine eyes. We are disillusioned. Many people say, I've seen God, I see Lakshmi, I see Shiva, I see Hanuman. Bakwas. Pagal. If you see God, then you're divine. All the scriptures are telling us, all the saints, to see divine body of God, you have to have divine eyes. If we see God with these eyes that we have, look, these eyes that we have, what does it do? What does the eye do? It sees. What can the eye see? These eyes that we have, material things. Why? Because it is material. If we were to see God, the divine God, with our material eyes, something will happen. Tulsidas Maharaj says, Jaki rahi bhavana jaisi, Prabhu murati dekhi tin taisi. How we are on the inside, in our heart, how our heart is, our mind is, when we see divine entities, God or a saint who is God personified, we'll see Him exactly as how we are. It gets reflected like a mirror. This is why we have seen God, not that we haven't. We, the individual souls, are beginningless, eternal. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Chapter 2 verse 20 Gita. Shri Krishna says the individual soul who we are never takes birth nor does it die, nor having come into existence does it cease to be, because it is unborn, eternal, and most ancient. It is not destroyed even when the body is destroyed. So ever since God have existed, we, the individual soul, have existed. So whenever he descends in the world as Ram, Krishna, etc., we were there. We saw. Whenever the saints have come in the world, we have seen them also. All this Tulsidas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaurang Mahaprabhu, Meera, Tukaram, any saint you have heard about, we were there, we saw them. But what happened? We saw them like how we were in the inside. If I am of a tamasic nature, we're governed by three modes of Maya. Maya has three qualities: Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun. Sattva Gun, the mode of goodness. Rajo Gun, the mode of passion, ambition, hopefulness. And Tamo Gun, the mode of sleepiness, laziness, bad thoughts, evil thoughts. All these three qualities are inside of us as long as we are under Maya. And one of them is predominating. That determines how we are, our character, our nature. So if I'm of a tamasic nature and I see God or a saint, oh, he's a very bad man. Bahut bura aadmi hai. Because I am very bura. I am very bad. So I see him very bad. I will curse, I will criticize, I will want to kill him. I'll find everything wrong with him. And this is what happens whenever God and the saints come in this world. But today a lot of people worship Gaurang Mahaprabhu, that he was descension of Radha Krishna. But when Gaurang Mahaprabhu came in the world, his life was made so difficult. He was forced to leave the Navdeep that was so dear to him. We people, all kinds of rumors, all kinds of nonsense we said. Don't think God or a saint is going to come and you will fall at his feet. No. How we are on the inside. How we hear afterwards and Jai Ho, Hare Krishna, Hare, and we jump and dance. When they are there, get rid of him, kill him. If I'm a Rajasic nature, I love money, position, etc., and I meet God or a saint, I know, he likes money, money man. Because I am money man. And if I'm of a sattvic nature, I have good thoughts in my mind, I meet God or a saint, good man. Better than me, but good man, that's all. And God and the saints are beyond the three modes of Maya. They're divine. Even Sattva Gun is material, Maya. They're beyond. So how can we benefit? So how we are, that's why we don't benefit. Not that we have never met saints. Uncountable saints we have met. Uncountable times we have seen Bhagavan during this ascension. And instead of benefiting, we curse, we criticize, we abuse. This is what happens. This is why Vedas are saying, Nayamatma pravachane labhyo na medhayana bahuna shruteina. And if we think we can attain God, know Him, see Him, attain Him by performing Vedic rites and rituals, fasting, charity, etc., then listen to what Sri Krishna says in Gita. Naham vede na tapasa na dane na chejaya. chapter 11, verse 53, Gita. Read it, read it. I'm not making it up. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, no amount of performance of Vedic rites and rituals, fasting, charity, etc. can help someone to attain me, to see me. So we have found out how we cannot know God. Let us find out how we can know Him. So that same Ved mantra I told you from Kathopanishad, first canto, second chapter, 23rd verse, the first line tells us how we cannot know God. The same verse, second line says, Yame Vaisha Vinute Tinalabhyas Tasesha Atma Vivinote Tanugwam Swam. Kathopanishad, first canto, second chapter, 23rd verse. Same verse. This verse from Kathopanishad says, God, Shri Krishna, God can be seen, known and attained only by those upon whom He showers His grace, His kripa. Prasad, dhatu prasadat, say the Vedas. Tapa prabhava deva prasadat cha, Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 6, verse 21. In other words, God's grace, His prasad, His kripa is compulsory. Bhagavad Mahapuran, Brahma, the form of God with four heads. The three governors of the universe. They come from Shri Krishna Himself. Shri Krishna has a form, Karano Dakshayi. It's called Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu expands into a form, Garbho Dakshayi. In every solar system, there are uncountable solar systems, thousands in one galaxy even. And every solar system has a Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Brahma creates that solar system. As Vishnu, he sustains it. And as Shiva, he destroys it. So that Vishnu, Garbho Dakshayi. And there's a third form, Kshido Rashayi. That form of Vishnu resides in our heart. He's known as Paramatma. Takes notes of our thoughts and ideas and rewards and punishes us accordingly. But even that Mahavishnu from which all these Vishnus come, that Mahavishnu is a partial manifestation of Shri Krishna. Yasyaika niswasita kalamathavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahasa iha yasya kala vishesho govindamari purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 48. Veda Vyas, he's Avesha Avatar, descension of Shri Krishna himself, who's written put the Vedas and all the scriptures in book form. He's saying, I am a worshipper of that Shri Krishna, that Govind, that Shri Krishna, whose partial manifestation is known as Mahavishnu. So, Brahma, you all know the Katha from Bhagavad Mahapuran, tested Sri Krishna to find out if he is Bhagavan. He stole all his calves and all the cowherd boys and hid them in a cave. And Bhagavan Krishna himself became all the calves and all the cowherd boys. Brahma realized his mistake and then he glorified Sri Krishna. Very beautiful. One of the things he says, Athapi te deva padam bhujadvaya prasad leshanugrihita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno na chanya eko pichiram vichinvan. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 29 verse. Brahma is saying, only by the grace of Sri Krishna, upon the one he showers his grace, can he be known, attained. Only upon the one he showers his grace upon. Otherwise, One may spend uncountable lifetime reading all the scriptures, all the Vedas, and meditating on the meaning, but he will get nothing. Only when God will shower his grace. Beautifully, Tulsidas has written in the Ramayana. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Bol Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Oh, Ram Kripa Binu Sunu Khagrai, Jani न जाई Ram Prabhutai. Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Oh, जाने बिनु न होई परतीति, तिरु परतीति होई नहीं प्रीति. बोलो
Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
राम कृपा बिनु सुनु खगराई, जानी न जाई राम प्रभुताई. Without God's grace, no one can attain knowledge of God. और जाने बिनु न होई paratiti. Without knowledge of God, no one can have faith, paratiti. और बिनु paratiti होई नहीं प्रीति. Without faith, no one can love. How beautifully Tulsidas has put it. So number one, Bhagwan, God will shower his grace upon us. Number two, we will know him. Number three, we will have faith in him. Number four, we will love him, attain him, become free from Maya, etc. The main thing is grace, Kripa. The moment he showers his grace, everything is going to happen. We'll attain knowledge, we'll have faith, we will love him, we will attain him, become free from Maya, etc. So grace, Kripa. And how are we going to attain that grace? Remember, the scriptures are telling us the Vedas, the highest authority, that only by knowing God that the individual soul can become free from Maya. There is no other way. Now the scriptures then tells us that how we can know God? Only upon one whom he showers his grace, his Kripa. Now then the question comes, how we are going to attain his Kripa, his grace. So we go back to the Vedas, the highest authority. The Vedas say, Todasyeva Sharana Amahasya Rigved. Bhagwan is saying himself, as I have said in the Vedas, only the one who completely surrenders to me will attain my grace. In other words, to attain the grace of God, we have to surrender to him. Te tva mada indamadayantu shushnupravradhasam jaritre eko devatra dayase Rigved. The Lord is saying, the moment you completely surrender to me with complete faith, I will free you from the ocean of Maya and give you divine bliss. Uttishthas tadano devya kripa. Rigved. If the Lord again is saying, if you want my divine property, then you have to surrender to me. The word sharan, which means to take shelter, to surrender to God, appears at 11 places in the Rig Veda alone. Surrender, surrender, surrender to God. Why don't you listen? Again the Vedas say, Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedansha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvangha Devam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshura Vai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Shvetashvatara Upanishad chapter 6 verse 18. Only the soul who surrenders to God will attain His grace. Etaralambanam Shrestha Metaralambanam Param Kathopanishad. Again and again the Vedas are saying, surrender to God first, then He will shower His grace. And not only Vedas, all the other scriptures. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, Shri Krishna says to Uddhav, Mamekamaeva sharanam atmanam sarvadehinam yahi sarvatma bhavena yayasyahya kuto bhayah. Bhagavad Mahapuran 11 Canto 12 chapter 15 verse. Uddhav, Shri Krishna is saying, Uddhav, only if you surrender to me, I will shower my grace upon you. Otherwise, you will never become free from Maya. Gita also says, Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharat tat prasadat param shantim sthanam praptasi shashvatam. Chapter 18 verse 62 Gita. Shri Krishna is saying to Arjun, Arjun, only if you surrender to Him, Tamev, Ev means only if you surrender to Him will He shower His grace upon you. Only then you will attain supreme peace, supreme happiness. Devi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Metan Tarantite. Chapter 7 verse 14 Gita. This is my one and only condition, the Lord is saying, surrender to me. Surrender. Ananya Shintayantu Mam Ye Janha Paripasate Tesham Nitya Bhyuktanam Yogakshemam Bahamyam. Chapter 9 verse 22 Gita. Shri Krishna says, those who worship me exclusively and surrender themselves wholeheartedly unto me, to them I bring attainment of what they do not have, and I protect what they have. Ramayana, Tulsidas Ji also says. मन क्रम बचन छारि चतुराई भजत ही कृपा करत रघुराई. The moment we give up all tricks and tactics, deceitfulness, chaturai, Man kram vachan se, both thoughts and deeds. And surrender to God, He will shower His grace upon us. So all the scriptures, from the Vedas to Ramayana, have put the condition for attaining God's grace, the only condition, surrender to Him. Great saints have also accepted this. Jagat Guru Ramanujacharya says, one of the 5 original Jagat Guru, he says, Sarva dharmas santajya sarva kamancha saksharan loka vikrana charanam sharanam te bhajam vibho. O Lord of the universe, I have renounced everything. I have given up, sabko tyaj kiya. I have given up everything. Mother, father, wife, children, home, belongings, and even dharma. And I've come to take shelter in your lotus feet. Kindly shower your grace upon me. The great saint Yamuna Acharya has written in his book Al Bandar, Na dharma nishtosmi na chatma vedi na bhaktiman stvacharanar vinde akinchano nanyagati sharanyam tatparamulam sharanam prapadye. O ocean of mercy, O Lord, I do not know anything about dharma. I have no knowledge of the soul, the Atma. Nor do I have love, devotion for your lotus feet. All my hope lies in your lotus feet, which provides shelter for the wicked and destitute like myself. And not only Hinduism and Hindu saints, all other religions have accepted the importance of surrendering to God. Buddhism is spread all over the world today. Listen to what Buddhism says. Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. It's not Sanskrit, Pali, the language spoken in Buddhism. Only surrender, surrender, surrender yourselves to the Lord. Jainism, another religion, says, Sharanagata bhavine hita vatsala tuhi kripa rasa sindhu namo. Again, not Sanskrit, the language spoken by the Jains. O ocean of mercy, I have come to seek shelter in thee, kindly bestow thy grace upon me. The Quran Sharif, the religious text of the Muslim, says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, Maliki Yawmuddin. First, surrender yourself to the Lord, then He will shower His grace upon you. Through His Rahim, kind, Kareem, compassionate and merciful, but He is absolutely useless to you unless you surrender to Him. The Bible says, God resisted the proud, but giveth unto the humble. Submit therefore to God. Humble yourself under the mighty hands of God, so that He may exalt you in due time. Every religion tells us to surrender. So, if we want to attain the grace of God, we will have to surrender to Him. This unbreakable law. Even God is bounded by this law. In other words, He cannot shower His grace upon an individual who has not surrendered to Him. And yet we say God is kartum akartum manyatha kartum samartha ved. That God can do or undo whatever He desires, and if He so desires, He can do the complete impossible. Opposite. No. Even God has to go according to law, His divine law. The Supreme Lord who just by taught, so kamayat, Bhagwan just taught. He just taught in the mind, let creation happen in the entire universe. Uncountable solar systems appear. Who just by thought creates, who just by thought gives life, who just by thought destroys, could not raise his dead father Dashrath from death. He can make the impossible. When he got the news in Chitrakoot that Dashrath had died, he could have said, no, Dashrath, rise. He couldn't. And crying loudly, had to perform all the rites necessary after death. We read in the scriptures, everyone is bounded by law. So this is also one law, that if we want to attain the grace of God, we will have to surrender to Him. So now we have answer to one question. How are we going to attain God's grace, which is necessary to attain Him, to see Him, to experience Him in any way? We have to surrender to Him. But another question comes in mind. If God showers His grace only upon the fulfillment of a certain condition, surrendering to Him, then why is He called Akaran Karun, causelessly merciful? Binu hetu sanehi, He who showers His grace without any reason, any cause. It would be better to call Him a businessman. You go to the shop, you give the shopkeeper $10, and they give you $10 worth from the shop. So is God like that? Is He a businessman? So let's understand first what surrender means. First to begin, how many kinds of actions there are? Kitne prakar ka karma? There are only two kinds of action. Ek acha, ek bura. One good, one bad. If you do good actions, you will attain good fruits, acha phal. And if you do bad actions, you will attain bad fruits. Punyena punya lokam nayati papina papam uphabhya meva manushya lokam vet. There cannot be a third action. So what if I perform some good action and some bad action? Well, this is just a mixture of good and bad action. And the result is we'll come back to this material world. The 8.4 million forms of life. Now, is surrendering to God a good action or a bad action? Whether it's good or bad, we have to do something. So let us first understand what surrender means. Now, I'm going to give you the science of the Gita in a few minutes. The whole science of the Gita. The Gita is a small little book. 700 verses, that's all. I'm not going to do 700 verses. I'll give you the whole science in a few minutes. Listen carefully. I'm not going to go in detail. In the very first chapter of the Gita, something happened to Arjuna. The battle is about to begin in Kurukshetra, Mahabharata. Arjuna asked Shri Krishna to bring him in the middle. Why he want to see? See what? Who I'm going to fight. Didn't you know? Shri Krishna said, okay. And the moment he brought Arjuna in the middle and he saw all the people in front of him, Gandivam sansate hastat tyakchaiva paridahyate nacha shaknome vastatum brahmati vachame manah. Chapter 1 verse 30, Gita. Something happened to Arjuna. He says, the Gandiv, my bow, slips from my hand. My body is burning with fire. Paridahyate. My mind is full of confusion. And I'm unable to even stand steady. He's shaken. Eva muktvajuna sankhe ratho pastaupavishat Vishidya sacharam chapam shoka sanvigna manasa. Chapter 1, verse 47, Gita. Having said these words, Arjun threw down the bow and arrow, sat down on the seat of a chariot and said, I'm not going to fight. Hey Bhagwan. He had asked, Shri Krishna said, Bhaiya, you are the one came to me. I was sleeping in Dwarika. You came, you and Duryodhan, and said, we want to fight. And we need your help. I didn't tell you to go and fight. And now you don't want to fight. Na kaat diya. Why? Shri Krishna said, why you don't want to fight now? Arjun says, hey Krishna, my teachers, my elders, my relatives, my friends, my gurus are going to die in this war. Women will become widows. Children will become bastards. This is a very bad action. For this I will have to go to hell. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachayasya nishitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Chapter 2, verse 7, Gita. Arjun says, my Lord, please guide me. Please guide me as I am unable to decide on the right course of action due to the extreme bewilderment of my mind. I seek your guidance as your fully surrendered disciple. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Observe. Arjuna is saying, I am prapan. I am not pan. I am prapan. What is this prapan? Pan? Pan. What does pan mean first? Like we people, whoever we think we should is like being civilized. Sabhyata. Huh? In Hinduism we say sabhyata. Everybody do something, so we have to do. So whenever we see somebody who we think we should, worship, so people go and they just do like this. If mother, father, some other person, Bhagwan, anybody. Just take the hand and you see anybody in India, they will go and touch somebody's knee, or if they can't find the knee anywhere, just. That is called pan. Acting. Artificial surrender. In other words, there's no feeling. Just everybody is doing, so I should do too. What is prapan? Prapan is a very, very big, a whole lecture. But I'm not going to go there tonight. It is a very big meaning. In short, it means complete surrender. From inside, complete surrender. So Arjuna says, I am prapan, not pan. Complete surrender, disciple. I seek your advice as your disciple. You are my guru. Now, Arjuna could have said, you are my relative. I come to you as you're my cousin. As my friend, advise me. He could have, because Shri Krishna was his cousin. Shri Krishna was also his mitra, sakha friend. But no, he said, no. I seek your advice. You're my guru. I am your disciple. Shishya. He made Shri Krishna his guru. Shri Krishna said, okay. ठीक है, आपने बनाया, हमको गुरु बनाया. You made me guru. If you don't fight this battle, it's a bad action, Arjun. Bura karna. Arjun said, hey Bhagwan, this doesn't make any sense. Gadha. You fool. You were just saying I'm your guru and you're my disciple. If everything the guru says the disciple understands already, then why you want a guru for? You already know everything. Many of us like that. You're my Guruji, but I know more than you. I'll correct you. But you know everything. Why you want a guru? Just to tell, because everybody say you have to have a guru? Why do you want a guru? You need a guru because you don't know. Guru gives knowledge. Guru bin hoi ki gyan. True knowledge, the right guru of course. Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha, chapter 4, verse 34. This is the qualification of who is guru. Jnaninaha, knowledge of all the scriptures, complete knowledge. And tattvadarshinaha, he has seen Krishna, attained Krishna. Then he is guru. Chapter 4, verse 34, Gita. So he gives knowledge. After all, Sri Krishna says to Arjuna, how can not fighting a war be a bad action? Yes, those actions that are very subtle are not understood by the common man. For example, let's suppose the name Sri Krishna and Arjuna was left out. And some scholars were told that in history, this man told his relative to kill all those people. But the relative said, look, I don't want to kill, and besides I have no desire for kingdom. But that man argued and argued with the relative, and the relative ended up killing millions of people. Oh my God, that was a very bad man. Everybody will say. But afterwards you say, the man was God, Sri Krishna, and the relative was Arjuna, Mahapurusha, saint. Oh, then it's okay. No, because no one can understand what God and the saint does. So listen very carefully. Many of you have read Gita. Many people read Gita. There are many books, many writers. But how many people understand Gita? How many Arjuns are there? Huh? Everybody claim, I alone know what's in Gita. Shri Krishna says, Arjun, if you don't fight this war, it's a bad action for which you will have to go to hell. Hey, Bhagwan. When I'm not even fighting the war, how does it become a bad action? Krishna. If I do something wrong, by all means send me to hell. But when I'm not even doing anything, how does it become a bad action? Shri Krishna says, Arjun, not fighting the war is also an action. Really? How is that possible? Because, Arjun, you are Kshatriya. You are Kshatriya, a member of the warrior class, and so it's your dharma, your duty to fight the war. And if you don't fight the war, you will go to hell. Arjun said, okay, if I don't fight the war, I'll go to hell. What is the result of fighting the war? Agar main yudh karunga? Hato va prapsasi swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim. Chapter 2, verse 37. Arjun, hato va. If you die while fighting this war, bhoksha, hato va swarg, you will go to swarg, heaven. If someone fights a righteous war and die, they go to heaven, swarg. And if you win, you become mahim, you become the king of the world. You become a great king. Dono haath mein laddu. Either way you emerge a winner, as one is bound to happen in fighting. Either you die, you win. Arjun said, okay, theek hai. Will I find true happiness in this place called heaven, Swarg? This is my question to you. Shri Krishna says, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye martyalokam vishanti evam tayi dharmanupapanna gata kam kamalabhante. Chapter 9, verse 21, Gita. No, Arjun, there is no true happiness in heaven even. It is only the happiness of this material world multiplied a number of times. You're going to go for a little while, enjoy for a little while, and then you have to come back right here and suffer. There's nothing there. So Arjun said, okay, it means I have to avoid heaven also. And I need not ask you about the pleasures of the world as I've experienced them during my kingship. I know for a fact that there's not even the tiniest drop of happiness in this world. So I'm trapped in all ways, in all directions. If I refuse to fight the battle, I go to hell. If I fight the battle, I go to heaven or I get the material world. I'm bounded on all sides. Shri Krishna says, yes, this is what I'm saying. Do neither good nor bad. Na acha, na bura. Oh? What kind of puzzle is this? Ye kaise paheli? Do not perform the action of fight in the battle. Do not perform the action of not fight in the battle, and fight the battle. Hey Bhagwan. Arjun, the one who solves this puzzle, becomes eternally gratified. You mean I should do nothing? Yes. But Krishna, you yourself have said in the Gita, Nahi kashchit kshanamapi jatu tishthatya karma krit. Chapter 3, verse 5, Gita. That no one can remain inactive even for a moment. So how do we attain the state of complete inactivity? Shri Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Last chapter of Gita, chapter 18, verse 66. Arjun, give up all dharma, all obligations, all duties, and take shelter in me alone, in Shri Krishna alone. Surrender to me completely. Arjun said, but Krishna, I had already told you in the second chapter that I am your fully surrendered disciple. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Chapter 2, verse 7. Shri Krishna said, yes. You said that. People say all kinds of things. But at that time you were afraid of dharma. You were afraid of violating your moral and ethical duties. You were afraid to go to hell. This time I'm telling you, give up all dharma as well as adharma, virtue as well as vice, and take shelter in me alone. Arjun said, my Lord, but if I do not perform my duty, अपना जो धर्म है वो नहीं करूंगा, if I don't perform my duty according to the Vedas, I will be a papi, a sinner. No? Shri Krishna said, yes. If you don't surrender to me, listen carefully, if we don't surrender to God and we do not perform our duty, then we're a sinner and we will go to hell. But if you surrender to God, the moment you take shelter in Bhagwan, you surrender to Bhagwan, what happens? He says, you don't have to worry about anything. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha. I will take care of everything. All your duties. I will free you from all sins. In other words, I will take care of everything and give you everything divine. You don't have to worry. So complete surrender means doing neither good nor bad. Surrendering completely to Bhagwan. Look, if a businessman declares bankruptcy, sometimes it happens, right? You declare bankruptcy to the government, what does it mean? You can't do anything. If the army of a country, there's war between two countries and the army surrenders to the enemy, what does it mean? They can't do anything. Complete inactivity. So this complete inactivity is the condition for attaining God's grace. We have to completely surrender. Now, what do we surrender? This is a very important question. What do we surrender? As this is greatly misunderstood. Do we say, I surrender? What surrender? I surrender to you, God, I surrender, I surrender. Many so-called gurus, they tell the disciple, my child, when you go to sleep, just say this. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sarvam Shri Krishnar Paramastu, Ramar Paramastu. In other words, the Lord is my sole refuge. I surrender to you. Just say it and go to sleep. But this is words, verbal surrender. Like the guy who drinks all night, खूब शराब पीते हैं, शाम को खूब सी पी, शाम को खूब सी पी, सुबह को तौबा कर ली, सुबह को तौबा कर ली, रिंद से रिंद रहे, रिंद से रिंद रहे, हाथ से जन्नत न गई, हाथ से जन्नत न गई. This is शेर शायरी, poetry. In Sanatana Dharma, one of the greatest sins is drinking alcohol. There are 5 Mahapap, great sins. There are thousands of sins, but 5 Mahapap, great sin, and one of the greatest one is drinking alcohol. Sharab pina. So the guy, he drinks alcohol all night long, knowing it's a sin. In the morning he begs for forgiveness. Toba kar li. And because he says, Lord, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me for drinking. In this way, he says, forgive me, and he has been forgiven. So he doesn't have to give up this wrong action and doesn't lose going to heaven also. Verbal surrender. Many people do something called Sandhya. Sandhya, morning and evening oblations. Now, for the Sandhya, the morning Sandhya, there's a mantra. The person performing the Sandhya, he takes a little bit of water in the right hand, a little bit of water in the right hand, places it here by the nose, and he says a mantra. Suryascha ma manyuscha manyu patayascha manyukatebhya papebhyo rakshantam yadrata papamarsham manasa vacha hastabhyam padbyam uddarena shishna ratis tadavalumpatu yat kinchit duritam. After saying the mantra, he takes the water and throws it under the left hand to the back like this. What is the meaning of this mantra? O Lord, whatever sins I have committed during the night, with my hands, feet, mouth, or any other sense organ, let it be washed away. The throwing of the water signifies the washing away of the sin. For the evening Sandhya, one word is changed, so night becomes day. Yadahana papamarsham manasa vacha hastabhyam padbyam uddarena shishna ityadi. In other words, O Lord, whatever sins I have committed during the day with my hands, feet, mouth, eyes, any other sense organ, let it be washed away. Do you think throwing water can wash away sin? This kind of jokey, funny kind of surrender will not work, bhaiya. So surrender is not to be done physically, ceremoniously, ritualistically, etc. So how to surrender? Well, first of all, we have to understand who or what is the performer of our action. What performs the action? What does God note? Is it our hand, our feet, our mouth, our eye, our ear, our nose? What does God note? None of this. None. The Vedas say, Man eva manushyanam karnam bandhamokshayoho Brahma Bindu Upanishad, second mantra. Listen carefully. I'm going to translate each word in this Ved mantra. Man, mind. Ev, alone. Manushyanam, human being. Karnam, cause. Bandhan, bondage. Moksha, liberation. The mind alone, the Vedas are saying, the highest authority. And the most important section of Vedas, Upanishad, is saying, the mind alone is the performer of the actions. It is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. In other words, God notes only our thoughts and ideas, not the physical action. This is a mistake we make. We do everything, puja, havan, Teeth, Abhishek, Jal. And where the mind is, nobody's paying attention. We go all the way India to Parikrama and we're thinking about the world. I am going to go Govardhan. Very nice. I'm going to do Parikrama. Parikrama means when you go around an object of worship with your right hand towards that object in a clockwise direction is called Parikrama. So I'm going to go Govardhan. It's very nice. When you reach Govardhan and you're doing Parikrama, oh my God, I wonder how my wife is doing. I wonder if the children are well. I wonder if they're feeding the dog. I hope nobody break in my shop. You are walking around Govardhan and your mind is in the world. And you call that Parikrama. And then you come back and you boast, hey, did you ever go and do Parikrama? No, I never went. I went, bhaiya. Charo dham ki marching. In other words, instead of gaining, you end up losing more. Because now the Abhiman has come. Abhiman, if you do it correctly, there will be no Abhiman. You will not even tell anyone. Devotion is not to show, bhaiya, is to hide. Gopaniyam, gopaniyam, gopaniyam prayatnatha. The more you show, the more you're going to lose it. Because Abhiman, one thing Bhagavan does not like, Abhiman, pride. This is why Gauranga Mahaprabhu says, first thing, Tinadapi sunichena. You want to be a devotee? You want to love God? First thing, become humbler than a blade of grass. And here you go boasting about everything. What you read, what you hear, what you walk, hey, Bhagwan. You can't wait to tell everybody what you do. Don't tell anybody. Hide it. A true devotee does not do that. He doesn't show. वो दिखावा नहीं करते. So God knows. So this is why all the rishis and munis have taken hold of the mind. The mind. This is why Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, he says to Arjun, Mayyeva mana adhasva, May buddhim niveshaya. Chapter 12, verse 8, Gita. This is the true surrender. Arjun, give your mind and intellect to me. He didn't say give your action. Give your mind and intellect. Do not apply the mind and intellect when it comes to God, when it comes to the saint, the true guru, when it comes to the scripture. That is surrender. You go to school. Huh? We went to school and the teacher says, today we're going to spell knife. So I want everybody put K, N, I, F, E. Did anybody object and say, no, sir, knife? Why put K? No, we accept it. And if you continue until you go to university, you get a degree. We accepted. Nobody objected. You go to the doctor. Doc, I think I have COVID, you know. I just maybe this is the flu, man. It's the flu season. This is flu season now. So pain, doc, pain. The doc tests you and say, okay, look, I'm giving you this medicine. Take 3 drops in water. 1 drop in water 3 times a day. 8 boon. And you say, doc, because you follow the instruction, you get better. But one foolish fella like me, he said, doc, 1 drop. Man, look how big my body is. Put on some good weight in India. Look how big and strong my body is, doc. 1 drop, kya karenge? What is it going to do? Give me the whole bottle one time. And I'll get better really fast. The doctor said, first we have to fix him mentally. And then we can try to cure him physically. Le jao pagal khana mein. Take him to the mental asylum. So now we can solve that puzzle that Shri Krishna gave to Arjuna. Do not perform the action of fight in the battle. Do not perform the action of not fighting the battle and fight the battle. What Shri Krishna meant, that since the mind alone is the performer of the action, we give the mind to Shri Krishna Surrender the mind to Sri Krishna, the mind, intellect, and perform our duty in the world. The whole Gita, one verse of the Gita, the whole synopsis. Chapter 8, verse 7. Tasmad sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yuddhacha. Chapter 8, verse 7, Gita. This is the true meaning of Karma Yoga. Arjun, Tasmad sarveshu, at all places. Kaleshu, at all times. Mamanusmara, remember me, attach your heart, your mind to me. What do you remember with the eyes, the ears, the nose? The mind. Attach your heart, your mind to me. And yuddhacha, you are Kshatri, fight the war, do your duty. But our heart, our mind attached to God. If we perform our duty in the world, whether right or wrong, Bhagwan is noted where the heart is, and the heart is with Bhagwan. You will not get the fruits of the action. You get the fruit of where the mind is, you get the fruit of your bhakti. You'll get divine fruit. Mayyarpita mano buddhir mame vaivasya sanshaya. Chapter 8, verse 7, the second line of the verse says, Arjun, if your mind and intellect is attached to me like that, you will certainly come to me. No doubt about it. This is the whole Gita. To attach our heart, our mind to Shri Krishna lovingly, our mind and intellect. Nobody says don't do your duty, perform your duty. Do your duty as a wife, as a husband, as a child, as a father, as a parent. Perform your duty. But with your heart, your mind attached to Shri Krishna, you will get free from this material maya. You will attain, you will see Krishna certainly. You will attain. And this is a true meaning of surrender. But why have we not surrendered to God so far? Is it that no one ever told us about surrender, that we never heard about surrender? Uncountable lifetimes. Why have we not surrendered? There's some reason why we have not surrendered so far. We have put false blame. We give false blame. We do not like to accept our mistakes, our faults. It's a very hard thing to do. The truth is a bitter medicine. That's why we love flattery. Anybody tell us the truth? Big trouble. Big trouble. Flatter me. Tell me, let me feel nice. There's a saying, the basket can hold plenty water. Now, we don't want that, right? So we'll hear about that, the reasons, tomorrow, and hopefully we will not do it. And we'll finally surrender to Shri Krishna. We'll end here tonight. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki, Radha Rani ki, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.